Welcome to Life with the Spectrum. I'm your host, Gina Cavalli, and there is one school generating a lot of buzz, and for many a good reason. A public school that offers full inclusivity. What? A public school that offers the Peers program? What? We all want our kids to go to the Tapestry School. And right here with me today, Dr. Matt Tyson, who is the CEO and Principal of Tapestry Public Charter School, which is in DeKalb County, right, Matt?
Yes, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being on the show. Tell me, where did you guys get this model? The fact that it's in a public school is huge.
So we were founded by two parents of students on the autism spectrum who wanted to have a genuinely inclusive environment for their students, which we typically don't see with the middle and high school. Sometimes elementary schools do it a little bit better, but with middle and high school, we really don't see any, or we haven't found any inclusive model yet. So these parents set out to begin a school where their children could actually be included in a middle and high school environment. So we do that by having a fully inclusive model from 6th through 12th grade, where 50% of our students have disabilities, primarily autism, and 50% of our students are neurotypical. And all of our students are mixed together in all of their classes. So what that looks like in practice is that all of our content teachers have a special ed teacher with them in the classroom. So we use co-teaching environments in all of our classes. So there's no segregation of students due to their disabilities. You have to be in this class over here. You have to be in this class over here. All of our children learn together, and we're really proud of that model. We operate as a public charter school through DeKalb County, which means that we are open to any student in DeKalb County. It's a public free lottery. All you do is enter your child in, and the first children who get picked get to come to Tapestry, which is all the more remarkable that we are exactly 50% because we're not a weighted lottery. We've just drawn enough families that believe in our model that are able to support us and help us to become the school we want to become.
I love this model. Matt, you would think that all public schools would kind of follow this, where there could be more where there would be more inclusive classrooms, because I know that like kids in general public school get pulled out for reading or get pulled out for science, but that's not the case here at Tapestry, right?
No, we are looking, so there's no option for that. All of our classes are co-taught. So there's no matter what you do, you're going to end up in an inclusive classroom. And that goes from our little baby 6th graders all the way up through our seniors. All of our AP and advanced honors coursework at the high school level and the middle school level is fully inclusive as well. In fact, they determined that we were an AP access and support school for last year, meaning that we have a more diverse group of students taking AP or advanced placement courses, and they're doing well once they take them. And that's probably the most remarkable thing about Tapestry, is that with this environment, with the model that we have, our data is either equal to or surpassing the county in every subject in almost every grade level. So that's something we're really proud of.
And what's the student to teacher ratio?
It's about 1 to 11, so about 20, 22 kids in each classroom with 2 teachers at a minimum. So that's one of the power is by keeping class sizes small, we're able to get to know our children and provide a more inclusive, individualized environment than what they would get somewhere else.
And how many students do you have overall from 6th grade to 12th?
We have 301 students total, and so we have about 40 kids per grade level, and now we've reached our capacity, and we have hundreds of people on our waiting list, and so our next project is we are attempting to build out a second school in the Atlanta Public School District so that we can serve more families and provide that family kind of small, inclusive environment that we feel everyone can benefit from.
I love this, Matt. When we get back, we're going to talk to Matt Tyson, Dr. Matt Tyson, about what is going on with the Peers program right there at Tapestry. Stay with me.
I'm Lyra Gillenwaters. Thanks for checking out this episode of Life with the Spectrum. If you subscribe to the channel, you'll always see the newest episodes when they come out.
Welcome back to Life with the Spectrum. I'm your host, Gina Cavalli. Sitting with me today, Dr. Matt Tyson, the CEO and the principal over at Tapestry Public Charter School. Dr. Matt, so the Peers program, about a month or so ago, I had Dr. Lageson, who actually developed this program, on the show. What made you there at Tapestry kind of put this program into place there? Because I think all schools should be using the Peers program myself, but what made Tapestry do it?
So we were a natural kind of fit due to the communication issues that a lot of our kids come to us with. We spend a lot of time trying to discreetly teach our children how to communicate in peer groups, how to make friends, how to hold appropriate discussions. And this has always been something important to Tapestry, but coming back off of the pandemic, we realized that the need was even greater because now you have children with pre-existing communication difficulties and children who didn't have pre-existing communication difficulties returning from all virtual environment. And so there was a lot of work we needed to do to get kids used to being back in the school, back with their peers, back having conversations. And so it's just made the Peers program at our school grow even bigger than it was initially.
And how is that offered? Is it like before school, during school, after school?
So we try to make it, we're a bit adaptable based on the need of our parents. Typically we have it after school in different groups. So we have a middle school group and a high school group, and they meet regularly after school. So it's an optional program. We don't force anyone to be in it. And student buy-in is important for the program as well. We can't just force the children to be in it. They need to actually have a stake in it and want to be able to improve these abilities. So that's important to us too.
Do you ever find any neurotypical kids wanting to do the Peers program? Because the Peers program is for really anyone.
Absolutely. We have a lot of neurotypical kids, and we have kids who are maybe not officially classified as anything, but can also benefit from it. So it's really been beneficial to our entire student population. It's not like we came back and only the children with autism had issues with communication. We came back from the pandemic and everybody was having issues with communication. And that was a
true.
Very clear need. Adults were having issues with communication. So we've had a lot of success in trying to get as many kids as possible into that program so we can help get our student body back up to where they need to be.
When we get back with Dr. Matt Tyson, we're going to ask a little bit about that wait list and how gruesome that can look. Stay with me.
Hi, I'm Lear Gilwaters. Thanks to our friends at...
Welcome back to Life with the Spectrum. I'm your host, Gina Cavalli, and we're sitting with Dr. Matt Tyson, the CEO and principal over at Tapestry Public Charter School. And you mentioned a wait list and a lottery. So what does that look like for families in DeKalb County?
Absolutely. Great question. So how our lottery operates, it is this year, it's going to be held on February 24th, but the last day to sign up is February 17th, I believe. And how it operates is as long as you get in before the date, before the lottery closes, everyone's numbers get mixed together. You get given a number, and then if there's an opening in the grade level that your child is in, and it matches your number, you're at the top of the list, and you get to accept that seat. So you're given a number, you can kind of track where you're at. If you get in right off the bat, you get in right off the bat. If you don't, you can kind of follow along and see where your number is on the wait list, because we do have kids move away during the summer, and so it's not always the end if you don't get in on the day of the lottery. So you get added to the wait list, and then you get called upon and notified as you get closer to being selected. If anybody signs up after the lottery, you can always still sign up. It's just that your number goes to the bottom. So you'll get the next available number at the bottom of the list. And our best grades to get in are typically 6th grade and 9th grade. Those have the most holes. But right now, as of Friday, our wait list is at 240 families, I believe.
Wow.
Which is a lot. So we believe that it has always been a thing, but after the pandemic, I think there's a real thirst for alternate educational environments for children. I think parents and guardians are more aware of this, and I think, we are here not to change Doraville, Atlanta, Georgia. We're here because we want to change the world. We want to change the nation. We want inclusive school environments to be available no matter where you live, and that's what we're trying to do, and we're trying to do that by educating, by showing what we do, by showing the data that says, look, this can work, and also by hopefully opening up more Tapestry campuses across the nation. And that is what we would like to do so that we can push inclusive education as much as we possibly can.
And I was just going to ask you about that because you had mentioned that there might be room for expansion. And with the fact that this school is only available to DeKalb County families, I mean, there's a need for Cobb County and Sandy Springs and down south in Jonesboro and over in East College Park. I mean, like, we could bring these everywhere. So how do you work with the Department of Education to make this happen? And what can we do? What can our viewers do to help you?
That's a great question. Support is really the biggest thing. Supporting and getting our name out there because we are a school of choice. We are a school where you can choose to send your children to, and there's not everyone agrees with charter schools as a whole, but we are a charter school that we believe that everyone can believe in. We're not cherry picking children. We are not doing any of the things that are sometimes associated with charter schools. We are here to help children who can thrive in our environment and maybe nowhere else. And that's why we exist, and that's the only reason why we exist. We're not a business. We're not a conglomerate. We're not a for-profit organization. We were started by parents who wanted to see their kids included, and that's why we're here. That's why we exist, is to get kids through. And having children for 7 years, because they're here from 6th grade through 12th grade, you get to know them, you get to know their families, you get to know their struggles, you get to know what they went through before they came to Tapestry. I was a special ed teacher for my entire teaching career, and it's just, when you're on the other side, you see very clearly how important it is to have that type of an inclusive environment. And now, having spent my entire career working on this, I now have 2 little girls, 4 and 2, and one of them has an individual education plan and one does not. So now I can kind of see it through the parent lens as well, where my children should be able to learn in the same room together. It seems crazy that we're still advocating for the separation of students because of different, brains working different ways. We can have everyone learning together just by putting in some little levels of support, little things to help children get what they need. But back to your initial question, just supporting what we're doing would be the best possible way. Right now, we're looking to establish a second campus in Atlanta Public Schools. And so we've been working with them around, we'll be submitting our application in about a month or two. And any positive word of mouth is really beneficial to us right now. If you happen to know anyone in APS or DeKalb County, you want to tell them how great we are, we'd always love that. But yeah, just trying to get a name out.
I feel that you guys are great because when Lyric was in public school, and he was in a good public school, he was in a co-taught class. So he had a general ed and a special ed, and he got pulled out for certain classes. But they kept telling me, Gina, the rubber hits the road, and, he's going to really struggle. And it kind of already made me, feel like there's a poo-poo over his education. So we decided that the best thing was to move him to the Cumberland Academy, which is terrific. And there is a small student-teacher ratio, and they meet the kids where they're at. And it sounds like that's what Tapestry is doing, but not making the kids leave the classroom in order to do it.
Right, and we I want to touch on something you said, too. We have a big focus on transition here. Ensuring that our kids transition appropriately from middle school to high school, and then from high school to college or career afterward is a really big part of what we do here. It's a focus for us all the time. We have a transition task force where we meet regularly with parents, community members, teachers, school leaders about how to ensure that our kids and our families are getting everything that they need to set them up right for the next stage of their development. And that's been incredibly important to us since the beginning. We have kind of a 3-part plan we do. We have students in houses in middle school, which are themed homerooms built around passion areas for the kids. So there's a drama house, an art house, a media production house,
a gaming house.
Yeah. So we have all the things that the kids need to get them excited, learn what their area of interest is, and get them working on project-based learning activities around that. Then, when they matriculate up to high school, they join something called academies. And our academies are kind of the next stage of houses, but they're built around CTAE pathways and Georgia career clusters. So that means that the child is taking a specific prescribed series of courses that will end with them getting an additional seal on their diploma when they graduate, certifying that this child has a lot of skills in the area of whatever their interest is, whether that's art or media production or game design or engineering or any of those things. So that's the second part of the plan. And the third part of our transition phase plan is internships. So then we get them an internship in that area. So you're in a house in middle school, you're learning about what you love, then you're taking academy courses that are really giving you concrete skills in that area, and then you're doing an internship out in the community with that same area, building connections, learning how to work outside of the school. So by having this three-part plan, we feel that we're able to really support kids in a way that's not often seen, to ensure that they have the best possible chance of success after Tapestry.
Gosh, I wish there was a Tapestry public charter school in every community. And that, I know, is your goal. When we get back with Dr. Matt Tyson, the CEO and principal over at Tapestry Public Charter School, we're going to ask some of the fun questions. What would the students have to say? Stay with me. Welcome back to Life with the Spectrum. I'm your host, Gina Cavalli. Let me ask you a question, Dr. Matt. What would the kids say is the best part of the day?
Best part of the day is probably whenever they happen to be with their friends, because they are teenagers by and large. But I think that the kids, why they like being here is we hear time and again that they're able to be themselves at Tapestry. There's not the pressure to fit in. There is no dominant, popular group of children. It's a bunch of kids with different interests hanging out with peers who have similar interests. And so no one's really ostracized. There isn't bullying here. It's just a different feel of a school.
The word autism isn't really thrown around there. Like, the kids aren't like, you're autistic or you're not autistic. It's like not like that.
It's not. And that's kind of funny. That brings me back to my very first year. I've been at Tapestry for 7 years now. 4 years as an assistant principal, and this is my third as principal and CEO. But in my first year, I heard two little kids talking in the hallway, and one asked the other, "Hey, are you autistic?" And he said, "I don't know. Are you?" And he said, "I don't know." And that was kind of my introduction to Tapestry, because it's not, among the children, it's not a big topic of conversation. They understand better than adults sometimes that we all have differences, and we need to appreciate those differences and not separate or divide ourselves because of them.
Yeah, let kids be kids. What would the kids say is probably the worst part about coming to school?
Let's see.
Homework?
We're not a huge school, and so that's something that it's not really easy to fit into the to fall through the cracks here. But some kids really want to be in that, 1,000, 1,200 kid high school, and that's not the environment here. So for the few kids that do leave, it's simply typically because they just want that larger school environment. And most of those kids end up back on our wait list the following year. But
I was just going to say, isn't it better to be a big fish in a little pond than a little fish in a big ocean?
And that's our talking point too. So.
Well, how can people find you, Dr. Matt?
You can check us out online. Tapestrycharter.org is our website. We also have @TapestryAtlanta is our Twitter. And yeah, just check us out, please. Look at more information about us. We have upcoming tours always. We're heading into our lottery. Tours are a great way to come out, and you can sign up for those on the website, but they're a great way to come out and get a feel for what the school looks like.
So then that way, if a family maybe wanted to get on the lottery, then they could.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, I love this model, and I love the fact that we need to kind of get behind getting this kind of public charter school in other areas. Really quickly, you had mentioned that you needed support. What can we and our viewers do for you?
Wonderful question. If you check out our website, you'll find a way to, and also our Twitter page, you'll find a way to support our expansion. Any parent that lives in the APS area can currently sign a online form that says that you support the building of a Tapestry. So that is one way. Another way, obviously we always take donations. Those are on the website as well. But just communicating, following us online. This is a nationwide struggle, and the more education changes, the more we want to ensure that we stay on the forefront of it. We want to make sure that inclusion is being pushed nationally the way that it should be. We should not still be looking for exclusionary environments for children. We should be looking for inclusion for everyone, and anyone that wants to help us with that, we appreciate all the help we can get.
Well, I am here to help you, and everyone watching, please help Tapestry Public Charter School. I really do believe in my heart and my gut that if there was one closer to us, that's where Lyric would be going.
Thank you. That
because
means a
I
lot.
do want him in that inclusive environment.
Mm-hmm.
I think all parents do. Thank you, Dr. Matt.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
I think as parents, we always want our kids to feel included, not just on the playground, in the classroom, at their job, wherever they are in life at that moment. We want them to feel included in everything that we do. And it sounds like the Tapestry Public Charter School is really onto something here, right? I know. I wish one was closer to the house. Hey, listen, I want to say thank you so much for coming in and checking out another episode. As we continue 2023, we're going to be talking to organizations and foundations, more doctors, maybe even some dog services that people need to know about, because that's what this show is all about, connecting you with the resources and tools, the people, organizations, and foundations that you need to know about for your family in the moment. If there's somebody I need to be talking to, make sure to tell them to pop online, Gina@gcast.com. You can always subscribe below and comment and share and everything, and I'll make sure I reach out to them for sure. As we continue to live this crazy journey called life, I thank you for checking in to Life at the Spectrum. See ya.
Bye.